You can build your own AI agent completely for free, and the best part is you don't even need to know a single line of code. Millions of people are cashing in on the AI gold rush and creating AI agents to create millions of dollars in wealth. Now, do me a favor. Think about your inbox. Every week, every day, every second, you're getting new messages, text messages, emails, you name it. If you're a business owner, just missing a few messages could mean thousands and thousands of dollars lost. You either don't have time, you decided to ignore them, who knows why, but you're letting money slip through the cracks every single day. Now, imagine having a digital teammate who handles each and every single one of those tasks automatically 24/7. That's exactly what an AI agent can do. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build one with n8n. It's a tool similar to Zapier if you're familiar. It essentially is helping to connect other applications with GPT or other large language models in order to create a fully optimized and automated system. Think about how valuable this is. I don't need to be micromanaging my employee and saying, no, why'd you respond like this? You should respond like this, because it already knows, it already has access to that information. It doesn't make mistakes like a human would, and it's able to actually follow instructions completely 100% of the time. It's not just talking, it can actually do whatever you connect to the large language model. So if you connect a tool like emails, spreadsheets, all these different aspects that used to never be able to communicate or automate with each other, and now bring them together into one cohesive automated process. It can even move money around. I've seen people create entire accounting n8n departments where it's essentially just taking care of paying the bills, doing all kinds of different stuff that you'd never think possible. And along with that, it can actually remember. So if it makes a mistake and then it corrects itself, now it's going to remember that going forward. How many times have you had an employee, or even you yourself, how many times have you made the same mistake twice? With AI, it's nearly impossible for that to ever happen. So it learns, and not only does it learn, it improves your system as it goes, because now it knows your system better than you do, and it continues to thrive and process and automate and optimize everything exponentially. Now, if you're wondering if these AI agents are going to replace humans, maybe they will, but maybe they won't. But what I do know for sure is the people who actually take the time to learn how to use them and not just sit around on the couch eating potato chips are actually going to have a massive edge compared to everyone else. It really is feast or famine. So that being said, let's actually learn one, and I'm going to show you exactly how to step-by-step set up an n8n automation right now. All right, so now we're in n8n. Click get started. Let's create an account. Here we go, Dylan Michael n8n. So let's open this instance. Now for you guys, just go through the sign up process. It's not that difficult, but your company name, email information. There is a 14-day free trial, so you can get in here, check it out. I mean, it's 14 days. If you guys can't figure it out in 2 weeks, then, I mean, you have more problems than just being able to figure out AI automation. So if you come in here, you can see that we are in the workflows tab. And this is where we can actually create workflows and we can create credentials. And once we start creating them, obviously they're going to show up here in our main dashboard. And this is super important. Over here in credentials, this is where we can actually connect to different APIs. So we can actually have workflows that are all connected through the different APIs and different tools that we're using. And over here, you'll see the executions. You don't see anything here because it's obviously a brand new account. But once we start actually running workflows like we're going to do later, they will show up here. Now, if you actually want to build a workflow, just click on create workflow, go to the add first step, and here you'll be able to add different triggers. So for example, if we say on chat message, we drag this in, you can test it. You can say, hello, my name is Bob, click send. Nothing will happen because it's not connected. Now, if you see this plus button, this is where we can build an entire web of actions that will happen as soon as we click it. So once we receive that trigger, which could be a message, it can be a lead form submit, it can be any of the things that we could have set up over here on the trigger page. If I just delete this, I can show you guys any of these triggers, okay, like an on-form submission, right? And then we click the plus button. Now we can actually go and continue with what happens, right? But you need a trigger, that's really important. Now, you don't need to freak out, because if you go to the website n8n.io, they actually have thousands of templates that you can use and pick from. So you don't necessarily need to build everything from scratch, but if you want to, I mean, you can, but I mean, there's 5,100 workflow automation templates that I'm sure are going to help you, because whatever you want to use n8n for is probably already made. I'm going to show you guys how to build something from scratch. But again, like I'd start here, just go to marketing, for example, and let's see what we can find. Like export console results to Google Sheets, dynamically generated web page from user requests from OpenAI. You can just keep looking through here for ideas. And over here on the right, this is going to tell you exactly what it does and which apps it connects to. So we can see this connects to Gmail, Telegram, YouTube, OpenAI, and you can actually import these directly into your n8n dashboard. So I'll show you guys just as an example. So build a voice AI chatbot with 11 Labs and Infinotis knowledge experts. So as you can see, like these are going to get pretty complicated, especially this one's not that bad, but I mean, you'll go through here and you'll be like, oh my gosh, and just don't get overwhelmed. Just look for what you need, use it. If you don't need it, don't. But these are definitely good to learn from because people have been using this now for quite some time, even though it is fairly new. And there's some pretty advanced shit on here. But yeah, it gives you all the information for like how it works. And it's great. As far as like an education standpoint, if you just go through here and learn for 20, 30 minutes a day and you start reading these descriptions, your n8n automations are going to be far superior than anybody else using the platform. You can actually zoom in and like move things around and you can see exactly what it looks like. Now, here's the coolest part. If I want to copy this over into my dashboard, all I do is I click use for free. So if I want to add this, all I'm going to do is I'm going to click copy template. I'm going to go back to my n8n. And guys, this is where if you're self-hosting n8n on any VPS, you can just copy and paste this right here. If you guys want to import that, all you have to do is click the 3 dots and then it should say import from JSON or import from URL or import from file. Okay, next we're going to add our credentials. So click add first credential. Now guys, I'm just going to add my OpenAI account. So go to OpenAI, click that, continue. As we set this up, you're going to need to make sure you have your OpenAI keys. So go to OpenAI and right here, you're going to create a new key and then just click copy. Okay, click copy and go to here and click paste. And now you're good. So click save. Credentials successfully created. All right. And guys, make sure you have like $5 loaded on. It's the minimum amount. Just load up $5 so you can actually run the automations. And for each tool that you'll be connecting, like Google Sheets, Zapier, all this stuff, you'll need credentials. So you're going to want to keep creating like new test keys every single time for each tool. I'm not going to go into too much detail as to how to create credentials. If you guys have any questions, just leave them down below. So now that we've gone over the easy way to do it, importing your workflows, and we've got everything set up with OpenAI, I think it's super important as a beginner to dive headfirst into it and actually get your feet wet starting to build automations for yourself. So let's actually create a workflow. So I'm going to click create workflow. I'm going to click add first step. And this flow is going to be one that I've actually used for myself personally. When someone fills out a form, it's going to go to a Google Sheet, and then we're going to send that information somewhere. So click on form submission. So once you click on form submission, we're going to give it a quick title. So let's just do like test form. We don't need a description. And then you want to make sure you add form elements. So like first name, and then you have to come all the way down to add like last name. So let's do last name. Let's do phone number. Make sure that's text, and then let's add email. So this is like your standard opt-in form. Let's make sure this last one that it's not text, it's actually email. And for this one, it is your number. So simple opt-in form for anybody selling something like insurance or real estate. So your budget or like what your house is worth. So let's add a drop down. This doesn't need to be text, drop down, and then we need to add different options. So let's just put like 5K, add a field option, 100K, and $1 million. So now that it's all filled out with this new UI, we're going to click execute step. And now we're able to basically test here. So first name, we'll put my name. Okay. And an email, and budget is 5K, and submit. And it works. Now, if we click out, you can actually see all the information is over here on the right. And the cool thing is not only do they put it in this form, but they also have it in JSON, schema. So however you want to, use this, you can. Now I'll click on this pin button. And the reason why we're doing this is because it's going to allow us to actually test the workflow using this information. Now let's click on that first action step. That information needs to be stored somewhere, right? So we need to send that over to Google Sheets. So let's add append or update row in sheet.
I had to change budget for country to keep the flow simpler. Don't get confused.
Now, my Google account is already created. So we're going to do sheet within document because we don't need to create like a brand new document. We're keeping everything inside the same sheet for purpose of collecting data. Lead form test, because that's the exact same one that I have over here. Lead form test. I have first name, last name, email, and country. You want to make sure you put those in on your Google Sheet because otherwise it won't map properly. And then go to from list. Click this, go to sheet 1, map each column manually. Yep, because it's extremely easy. We just hit the first name, drag that in here. Last name, bam. First name, bam. And just make sure you get the order of this correct. So column to match on, you want to make sure you select like an identifying characteristic, right? Because the email is going to be the one that the email or phone number, whatever you're collecting in this lead form is going to be like the identifying piece of information, right? So if it's Joe Schmo, Joe Schmo at do.com, well, there's not too many people who are going to have that email besides him. And if they fill out this form multiple times, you want to make sure that we're, able to filter that out because otherwise you're just collecting the same information. So let's add column. Okay, bam. And now execute step again. And it's successfully done. So now you can see all the information has been collected. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and create a filter. So this actually allows us to remove the people who we obviously don't want going to the next step. We don't want to have their information here because they need to be filtered out. So let's just say we want to remove people from the US for some reason, right? Like we are running ads in Canada and the UK, and for some reason our ads keep showing to people who are in the US. So let's just click on this, and then let's make sure that we copy and paste the same information just because it saves a lot of time in case you make a mistake. And we want to change this to is not equal to, because we're trying to vet these people out. We're trying to make sure that we do not have our ads go to them. And all you're going to click is execute step. And as you can see, discarded item, Tyler is now in the discard item. So it worked. So now the information is actually filtered out. We need to create a switch. So if we go over here, click the plus button, create a switch, there's going to be multiple routes that actually decide what happens. So if the information is good that we want, now it can go this way. If it's not, then it needs to go another way and be dealt with in a different way. And all this is going to do is just going to basically push people in one direction or the other. So we're going to go to send a message. And this is where you can have the information come to like your sales team, for example. That's what I always use it for. Information comes in, it gets sorted, and then it gets shot back out to the sales team, appointment setters, closers, whoever needs to get the information in the best way possible. Test@dude.com. Shout out whoever owns that domain. By the way, you've gotten millions of emails from me. Subject is going to be hello. The message is also hello. Okay, and now let's go back and let's actually duplicate this. Right click it and click duplicate. And drag this here. So now let's edit this. The subject will be US, right? So this one is going to be sent to people in the US, and this one is going to be for people in the UK. So now we're going to filter, because like I said, if we're running ads for Canada and the UK specifically, obviously sometimes we're going to get people from the US slipping through the cracks. So we're going to send this message only to people from the UK. Okay. And then we're going to send this message to people in Canada. Okay, so now form comes in, goes to sheet, and then gets filtered from the bad leads we don't want, and then the message gets dispersed out to either our team or our customers. And then after they're filtered, the leads are then going to get dispersed out to these specific parts of the team where it matches. So one's going to be the UK leads, and one's going to be the people from Canada. And now we're going to add something called merge. So let's say that after that, we need to send a different message. This is important because this is how like a lot of you guys will see people who come in from different parts of the funnel, and then they'll finally all meet in one main spot, right? So you have like you'll have customers come from over here, over there, but then eventually they end up down the same pipeline. This is exactly how it's done. Okay, that's good. Now we have the merge. Let's connect this one with this one. So now let's just say we want to connect another email or something. I'm just doing email because it's the easiest, but I mean, we can do SMS. I'm just using Gmail because it's the easiest, but you could do SMS, you can do whatever. So let's just do send a message again. So now this one is, leads at dude.com. This is, you have a lead, you've got mail. Okay, execute. As soon as you click execute workflow, the entire thing is now going to begin and the whole workflow will be automated. So again, guys, the best way to learn n8n is to go through the entire process yourself. Start thinking like, how does this happen, right? Start being creative and use your imagination to think, well, how do these different workflows ever come together? How can I do this? And start going through the templates, study. I'm telling you, if you do this for just like a couple weeks, you should be able to land clients, helping people build workflows, helping them in your AI agency, because it's really not that difficult. Being able to build these workflows is like the most high income skill you can possibly learn. I mean, think about just running Facebook ads, for example. If you're running Facebook ads, the information comes in, all of a sudden you can disperse it out and organize an entire sales team just with one tool. So n8n is one of the most powerful tools to come out right now, and I highly recommend you learn and get on it fast. More and more people are starting to find out about it, so the quicker you can get on here and learn, the better. And guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be coming out with a bunch more beginner-friendly tutorial videos and just all kinds of sauce regarding like AI agencies, AI automations, and just AI in general. So I look forward to seeing you guys soon. I'll see you in the next video.